Good morning, good morning, good morning to everybody watching, to everybody listening. Today is the 12th day of August 2020, and we are here for a momentous occasion, an event that we have all been waiting for from March of this year, and now it is finally here. What am I talking about? We are here for Entrepreneurship World Cup St. Lucia. And what is Entrepreneurship World Cup in itself? The EWC is a program that empowers entrepreneurs at all levels, from idea stage through to scale up, helping them reach the next stage in their journey. It combines a massive pitch competition with access to a global platform with virtual training, resources, targeted mentoring, valuable perks, potential investment, and a shot at life changing prizes. Now, EWC St. Lucia is the national leg of this program, EWC, which has been branded the biggest pitch competition in the world. St. Lucians who have the dream of sharing the global stage with other phenomenal and other change making companies must first go through screening, round one, the preliminaries, which we held on Monday, and now today, the finals, in order to get that chance. After making it to the national finals, the winner announced today will participate in EWC Accelerate 2 and can be selected as one of the EWC Top 100, who will then compete at the global finals in Saudi Arabia. The EWC is an initiative of the MISC Global Forum, the Global Entrepreneurship Network, and the Global Education and Leadership Foundation, backed by a broad collection of entrepreneurial support organizations and strategic partners. Now, the EWC in competition would not be possible with just competitors. We need judges. And of course, we're going to tell you who our judges are. I'm going to be sharing my screen so that I can introduce to you the judges who we have. Okay, so for the benefit of moving along, because I'm getting some technical issues, I'm going to introduce our judges. So we have Mr. Daniel Florius, the OECS 30 Under 30 and Caribbean Climate Innovation Center entrepreneur. Is a tenacious businessman with a passion for renewable energy. He is the co-founder and CEO of EcoCarib. Mr. Kwesi Roberts. He's an experienced management accountant and supply chain management professional who has been working in the area of SME development for over 10 years. He is employed with the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, or OECS. Ms. Hannah Fitz is an international brand strategist and business coach, helping service-based experts, personalities, and entrepreneurs create a luxury world-class brand online. Dr. Keith Nurse is the principal of the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College in St. Lucia. He has worked recently as senior economist and advisor on structural policies and innovation at the OECD Development Center in Paris. And finally, but not least, of course, Mr. Joshua Esnard, St. Lucian born, US based inventor of the Cut Buddy and Shark Tank winner Joshua Esnard is one of those with a self grooming product to meet a key demand in the current environment. And these are our judges. So thank you once again to our judges who have agreed to come on board with us to help evaluate these phenomenal startups. But let us find out who is hosting this particular event. Hosting is Sledterra, a platform of programs and initiatives created by Michelle Samuel and the local community that engage entrepreneurs, the unemployed, and youth, aimed at providing opportunities through education, training, and entrepreneurship. And finally, our co-host, Invest St. Lucia. Invest St. Lucia is a government agency all about empowering entrepreneurs and, of course, establishing local investment opportunities in St. Lucia. Now, without further ado, I am going to introduce to you who our presenters are. Now, these individuals came out of a massive and very competitive race in the preliminaries. We started out with 10. Unfortunately, one did not show up, but we still had 9 great pitches. And of those 9 great pitches, 3 emerged as top 3 winners. And those top 3 winners were Donnell J. Charles of Advanced Company Group, Miss Amber Rose Harris of Biofuel St. Lucia, and Mr. Gilland Avril of Ngage. And we're about to listen to their pitches. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, what about these companies made them so great that they made it to the top 3? You're about to find out. So Darnell, without further ado, please share your screen with us and start your pitch. Darnell, please unmute yourself, please. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Donnell J. Charles, head of business organizations at Advanced Company Group. My team includes a software developer, a graphic designer, and also a director. With 4 solutions and counting, Advanced Company Group builds and markets digital solutions that fosters efficiency and promotes growth of any type of or size of business and organization. We are experts in solving everyday problems with digital and advancements. Our flagship product is Advanced Access. Advanced Access taps into a $13 billion industry, which presents an opportunity for exponential growth. Our first solution solves one main problem for local promoters. We have built a multi-currency platform that enables fast local payouts by partnering with regional banks. Our second innovation has solved the problem of ticket wastage and also the impact on the environment. It has a complete paperless solution that delivers on-demand tickets to your mobile phone from our website or any ticket outlet on any island or in any country. Our third innovation is the incorporation of a novelty access card, which allows the consumer to collect multiple tickets for multiple events and in-event purchasing by using a card as a debit card to purchase food and drink. Our fourth innovation is able to streamline the event ecosystem and ultimately solve the problem of theft, inefficiency, and poor cash management. And finally, our fifth innovation is a unique feature called organizations can raise funds locally, regionally, and internationally through the use of credit cards, which means that there's an opportunity for global awareness for your cause. Advanced Company Group was launched in St. Lucia in December of 2019 to take advantage of the carnival event season in St. Lucia. However, COVID had other plans. We were able to successfully implement all our products in Anguilla with the hope to grow throughout the rest of the Caribbean by 2021. Advanced Company Group and our suite of products, the future is now. You have access. I would like to thank the hosts, organizers, partners, and ECW St. Lucia for the opportunity. Thank you.
Excellent presentation there. Excellent presentation, Darnell. And now we open up Q&A between Darnell and the judges. And for this period of Q&A, we're going to change our view so that you can see our judges and our presenters. So everybody else, please ensure that your video is disabled so that our audience can see who our judges and our presenter actually are. And we're going to start off Q&A with Mr. Daniel Florius. Each of you have 1 minute to ask your question.
Hey, Donnell, great presentation, man. I'm very impressed. Excellent technology, something that's much needed in the marketplace right now. A key question I have for you is that I noticed that you're in other islands as well. What is your revenue like for your business so far? And what do you
Oh,
expect it to be?
okay, so far, like I said, due to COVID, for advanced access, it has been really slow since there weren't many events. But Angola recently did their carnival, and since they didn't have many COVID cases, so we started to see a little hype. So to answer your question, our current revenue is really low right now since there are no events, and we expect our revenue monthly with when the event got back to maybe be about 100 to 200 thousand dollars a month.
As in EC or US dollars?
US dollars. US dollars.
Thank you.
Okay, next up we have Mr. Kwesi Roberts.
Thank you very much, and thank you for that presentation. Great presentation. I just had one question, really. In terms of the differentiation, I just wanted you to clarify a bit what differentiates this from some of the other event management platforms that exist in the region, or payment gateways and platforms that exist in the region for events.
Okay, so we don't just look at the event ticketing. We look at the ticketing, we look at the bars, we look at everything there is to do with an event. Whereas our competitors focus on selling tickets or they focus on POS systems. But we focus on the entire event where you could, get from purchasing to the door to the bars and even to your experience.
Okay, excellent. And we have our next question from Ms. Hannah Fitz.
Okay, great presentation. I think the product is a well-developed idea. My concern is right now you actually have an example, a situation where you have no revenue because there are no events. How is your company planning to create a more secure business model that is not completely dependent on events, physical events happening?
Okay, so advanced companies really on digital transformation. Advanced access is our main product, but we are focusing on digital transformation. So we do have other products like Quick Access, which is a mobile POS. It's fully customizable, so it could go into any restaurant, any bar, any shop, any supermarket. Anybody who wants to use it to keep track of their inventory or anything that they need to, their sales, they could use that also. Even for advanced access, we're adding a part where you could, get webinars and you purchase a ticket for the webinars and attend the webinars on our platform also. But that one is since COVID started, we tried to, implement this also.
And so what, do you have any ideas around, because again, I'm still being very conservative with the whole physical business tie-in with even restaurants, etc. But even though we know things will come up, but have you actually thought about the revenue opportunity for those virtual events and how you might dominate that space, since it's a space that's becoming more and more in demand?
Yes, we have actually. We discussed it in length actually last night just to get ready for this because we know this is something that we have an issue with right now. We are working on it to get it out, just like these Zoom events are the new thing. So we're gonna have the platform. We are gonna work with live streaming just like Zoom and YouTube. But we would be the place where you would get to purchase the tickets to that event. We would promote the event, and then you could view the actual event.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, excellent. And finally, Mr. Joshua Esnard.
Excellent presentation. As I saw in the last round, this is an amazing product that I can see being scaled. So my question is a little bit more untraditional because I've been on the world stage of pitching with Shark Tank. if we're to put you to the next round, you're going to be in front of the world, possibly in Saudi Arabia, going against other countries. You can answer this question in two ways. You can talk about your soft skills or you as a person, or you can talk about the technical product. But why should we choose you to represent St. Lucia on the world stage with the expectancy that we think that you're going to get number one compared to people in Saudi Arabia, Brazil, the United States, Guyana, or Australia?
Well, for product wise, we have a product that could be used anywhere in the world. So a lot of our competitors don't tap into the Caribbean. It's something that you need US bank accounts to do. You need US accounts. It's all about the US or the other countries. But starting in the Caribbean and building out, we have the opportunity to, show the world that, the Caribbean could bring that product that the US brings and bring it everywhere else. So it's not just something that we could use in our country and we are focusing on just our country. We are focusing on the entire world. So it's something that, we could have everywhere and, get it all the way out.
Okay, thank you so much for those questions. And I have a question for you though, Donnell. So you mentioned all of the solutions that advanced company group come up with, solutions to various issues that you have identified. But which of those solutions are you willing to have as your next main focus? Because we all know you must focus on one thing and then try to specialize on it so that you can become sort of like the go-to company for that. So which solution would be the focus? Oh my, I think we lost Donnell there. Okay, so the weather is pretty bad here, so that's probably why that happened. But not to worry, once we get him back in, we would sort of have him answer this question. But let us move into our next presenter. Okay, so our next presenter is Miss Amber Rose Harris of Star Biofuels. Miss Amber Rose Harris, please go ahead and share your screen and you can commence your pitch.
A pleasant good morning to all. How are you doing? Good? I'm not good at all. My name is Amber Rose Harris and I'm 15 years old. My summer vacation, which I normally spend at the beach, cannot happen this year due to the fact that the shores are covered with smelly sargassum seaweed. Not only does this affect me, but it also affects the tourism industry, the animals, and fishermen. Our team came up with a solution to address this problem. Our mission as Star Biofuels is to improve the fishing sector in the Caribbean by making use of the sargassum accumulating on our shores to create an environmentally friendly fuel. Our solution is an eco-friendly fuel made from a completely organic process. Our target market ranges from anybody in the transportation and agricultural sector to owners of tourism and recreational vehicles and car dealerships like JK Motors and Beachcomber, to name a few. Our revenue model. Our company sells our product to service stations who then sell it to our customers. Even though the money goes directly to distributors, we earn it when they come back to us because of the demands for fuel. I'm sure you'd like to know how our product works. Step 1, collect the sargassum from the site. So we will have workers on the different beaches where the influx is high, harvesting the sargassum and placing them into plastic barrels to be transported to our factory for processing. Step 2, the freshly harvested sargassum undergoes a twofold process comprising of trans-esterification and ultrasonification. Step 3, The final product, which is biofuel, can be used in agricultural and recreational related vehicles. In the year of 2021, ranging from the months of January to October, we plan to launch various social media sites, including our very own website, Facebook and Instagram, newspaper, radio, and TV ads, and billboards. Our fuel will be sold at $10 per gallon and $2.65 per liter. In comparison to gasoline, when you buy $20 worth of Sabari, you get 7.55 liters of fuel. And when you buy $20 worth of gasoline, you get 7.40 liters of fuel. Here is a table of the different machinery and equipment that we will need to start our business. It will total to an amount of $331,366.15. These are my team members, Estelle and Abigail. Go green for a better St. Lucia, Caribbean, and the world at large. Choose Bio, a completely organic fuel that releases no harmful emissions and helps better the life of our fishermen while giving tourists the vacation they deserve. Biofuels, making the Caribbean a better place, one coastline and community at a time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so very much, Abigail. Amber Rose, sorry, please stop sharing your screen. And we can begin the Q&A with you and your judges. Just gonna put the gallery view on. So as soon as you stop sharing your screen, we can do that. Okay, excellent. All right, so we move into our Q&A with our judges. Let us start out with Mr. Daniel Florius.
All right, Amber, once again, remarkable presentation. Your presentation skills are excellent, exquisite, amazing. And I'm very impressed, like I said the day before. So my key concern here is that, let's say I'm a gas station, or I'm someone who owns a chain of gas stations. Why should I use your biofuel and implement extra expenses, take on extra expenses for the infrastructure to accommodate your biofuel when I can just sell what I already have?
Well, with our fuel, it has different effects, so positive effects on the environment. So when you sell fuels, you not only help yourself, but you also help better the world because our fuel does not contribute to climate change and in turn global warming. It also helps to better the lives of our fishermen and people from our tourism industry because you give us the opportunity to harvest that sargassum and make use of it to try to help them out.
I don't care about that. I just want to make more money.
Well, I'm pretty sure that you would because I guess that I would believe that people are interested in helping our environment and climate change, especially as it's really hot nowadays, trying to reduce the effects of global warming.
And is your biofuel better for the cars?
Well, yes, it is because it causes no rust over time in terms of your engine. So I guess there will be less servicing and all of that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you so very much, Mr. Florius. We now move to Mr. Kwesi Roberts.
Thank you. Good presentation. I'm impressed, especially for such a young person actually venturing into this space that has significant inertia in terms of new innovation. I just wanted to understand really in terms of what you are, that particular product, how do you really plan to take it to market to get the gas stations to come on board? What testing you have to go through and approvals and so forth to actually get this to market, and how long you think that can take?
Well, I am not really sure. We are still in the phases of testing out our product. We have tried to do a couple samples on a home scale level because we don't really have the machinery at the moment, but it is some information that we really know that we have to get.
Okay, thank you for that question, Mr. Roberts. And we now move to Ms. Hannah Fitz.
Okay, great. So great presentation. I see that a lot of thought and a lot of research went into putting this together. What I want to ask is, you mentioned that you have an initial investment required of around $300,000. Do you have any idea in terms of a timeline when you can expect a return on investment or some kind of break-even situation with this?
No, I don't.
Okay. And my other question, and maybe something to think about in terms of the going to market, are there going to be any incentives for your distributors to carry the product? So maybe that's something to think about, or have you thought about having some kind of incentive for
No, we
people
have
to
not.
use your brand over the others?
Well, I mean, other than the fact that I stated that you help out others in terms of the fishermen and other people affected by this, and you also help out the environment, I guess that probably is a buy, I guess.
So I guess what I'm looking for is maybe some thought towards the government concessions on maybe some kind of tax concession or something like that, that would make it appealing for distributors to come on board. Thank you. But great presentation, and really
Thank you.
impressed for your age and your team's age, what you've done. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Hannah Fitz. We now move finally to Mr. Joshua Esnar.
I just have to say, basically a superhero at such a young age, thinking of a social mission with a revenue-based model and saving a country. And it is not just one country, but my question is the same as before for the last group. If we were to push you to the next round on a global stage, why should they choose you either as a person or your product to represent St. Lucia or to win the World Cup? Why should they choose you, Amber Rose?
Well, basically, like I mentioned before, our product is practically saving the world. Well, I would think that it is because we try to reduce the impact of global warming and climate change. We help out others because sargassum is basically like a pandemic because of the influx, the level of the influx, how bad it normally is. It really affects our island and really brings down, because I'm pretty sure that no tourists would want to come to our island if they knew that our beach would basically look like that. So basically, it's like if you buy our products, like you like a superhero in your own way, because you're not only helping yourself but you're helping others.
Great. And I think I asked one more question. So how do you plan to keep up with demand, like harvesting? Will there be enough?
Well, we know that sargassum, so when like the peak season is normally around March, where you get most of the influx. So when we get that, when the influxes come in, we would harvest our sargassum, and the plan is that we have a nutrient solution similar to seawater that will help to keep the sargassum alive all year round, so that we could be making our products all year round, and also that we would create ties or agreements with the governments of other islands in the Caribbean to harvest sargassum from their shores, so that we can also continue our production throughout the year.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Well done.
Okay, excellent. And I'm going to ask my question at this point, Amber Rose. I'm very impressed with the last response you just gave, by the way. I wasn't even familiar with that. So thank you for informing me of that. But which brings me to highlight even more the question that I just wrote down. There is currently right now what you call a superhero of sorts in St. Lucia, sort of targeting sargassum. I don't know if you heard of Algas Organics. Have you sort of reached out to Algas Organics in some way to see whether you can actually, I don't know, collaborate? Is that a potential, something that you can consider?
Well, we have been getting some sort of mentorship from Mr. Dujo, and with our sargassum, the plan was that even after we do our processing, the scraps of sargassum we get, if he could use it, we would sell it to him so that he can use it to make his fertilizer, because we know that it's a demand and you cannot really get sargassum all year round. So we try to help ourselves and help him at the same time.
Okay, thank you so very much for that. All right, so this brings us to the end of the Q&A with Miss Amber Rose Harris. And now we move to our next presenter for the morning, our last and final presenter, Mr. Gilland Avril of Ngage. Please go ahead and share your screen with us and commence your pitch.
Good morning, everyone. Gilland Avril from Ngage. Lockdown and open economy. This was a question asked by many Caribbean governments, but the government of St. Lucia opted to open economy to visitors, and they're expected to come in a phased approach. 2019, we saw 423,000 stay-over visitors, and we expect this number to decrease because of the pandemic. How do hoteliers answer the question, who are they, where are they from, what is the last temperature, in a safe, quick, and reliable manner? The solution, Meditags, an electronic device that stores, in case of emergency, information, COVID-19 information, and any other further pandemic information. Meditags will take elements of 4 items and replaces in one wearable device that is easily available. A passport, COVID-19 results, ice information, and the memory from a thermometer. We're going to charge $50 for the Meditags for incoming visitors and $100 for a monthly subscription to medical professionals for our read-write device and our software. We estimate $2.25 million in revenue for the next year. Albeit Meditags in its early stage, we have some traction with Meditags. So we have a working prototype. We also have interest from locals who have pre-existing medical conditions. We also have interest from the Ministry of Health, who's also interested in integrating our system into the health management system. And we have interest from the Central Red Cross as well as the fire service who handle all accidents and emergencies. Moving forward, we plan on having meetings with the Hotel Association, Ministry of Tourism, and the Ministry of Health. We're going to finalize our product development. We're going to fully develop our software to work with the hardware, and we're going to launch in Q1 of 2021. So our team is myself, Gilland Avril. We have Ms. Sharon Leo, who's our financial advisor. We have Mr. Abraham Weeks, who's our health IT advisor, and we have Ms. Kissia Peter, who's our production manager. We are looking for $500,000 in funds to be used to finalize our product design and software development, $50,000. Product manufacturing, $400,000. To develop our office, marketing, and launch, $50,000. Now, you've heard me talk about Meditags. Let's have a look at Meditags in action. So here we have a Meditag. You simply tap, you scan it, and then it pulls up the information. So from here, you can see COVID-19 status information. You have your temperature information, the last time it was checked, the person's passport information, and the ice information. These numbers up here, if you click any one of them, it would send a notice to a healthcare facility to let them know who's coming in case of emergency. So this is my presentation. Thank you very much to the hosts and organizers of EWC St. Lucia. Thank you so very much. I'm looking forward to working with you if I move forward to the next stage.
All right, thank you so very much, Gilland, for that presentation. Please stop sharing your screen. And we now move into Q&A between you and the judges. And we start with Mr. Daniel Florius.
All right, Gilland, great presentation, man. I love the innovation. Wonderful job. I saw that your manufacturing cost is about $400K. Is there any way you can reduce that manufacturing cost? And is your intent to manufacture in St. Lucia or in China?
Initially, we want to manufacture in St. Lucia because of if we go China, initially, we have to go for the patents, Chinese copycat society. We're trying not to go that route as yet. So we want to do a lot of localized manufacturing. With the 400,000, it also includes the devices that we want to be given out to persons, because it's not just the device, the Meditags, but also the hardware, the other device that we're actually going to be using. The medical professionals are going to use to actually tap and scan. So all of that is factored into the 400,000. It's not just the production of these.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Okay, thank you so very much. And we now move to Mr. Kwesi Roberts.
Thank you for that great presentation. Interesting, innovative technology. I was just wondering, in terms of that business model, beyond the COVID situation, you mentioned that it is useful in some other aspects of healthcare. So if you can perhaps just expand on that a bit so that we can understand what potential revenue opportunities exist beyond hopefully a post-COVID situation.
Well, initially, even before COVID kicked in, I was actually having talks, like I made my presentation, with the Ministry of Health. So the idea was to actually link this to what was happening in the ministry, so that what the ministry is saying, that this system they're rolling out only happens at the hospitals and the healthcare facilities. Outside of that, there's nothing. So if someone collapses at the street, There's no way to know who they are, what's wrong with them. This is where this comes in. So I have a heart condition, so you could easily, I collapse, you tap, and then the EMTs will actually know who I am, what information I have, and then they could just send alert to the hospital like I'm on my way. So it's not just for COVID, but for anybody who has an underlying health condition.
Okay, thank you so very much, Mr. Roberts. We now move to Ms. Hannah Fitz.
Amazing presentation. I think this is really a product for the moment. And I know that, just having had a COVID test recently for travel, that this issue is going to be with us for a while. It might be a requirement for a while. And I also see the scope beyond COVID just to really create that product that allows medical professionals to have the information they need to make decisions in emergencies. So I love it on many levels. I think this is a really viable project. My question is around your margins. So just going back to just understand a little bit behind, because you have this manufacturing cost, what are your expected margins on the product? You also mentioned the $2.5 million revenue. Is that annual revenue? Are you anticipating that will be annual revenue? And how do you see that growing? And what currency as well?
The revenues you saw was an estimate because we saw the last year that we had 423,000 persons. We said, let's say for next year, it's only 10% of that we see in St. Lucia. So we said, okay, if it's 10% of that and we get $50 charged them, then we have 100 devices. When we calculated all of that, it came to the projection that you saw. So as COVID relaxes and more persons are able to travel, our revenue streams are expected to grow. In terms of the first question again, the first part?
The margin. So what are your margins? So it's $50. What is the margin on that?
Yes, okay. The actual cost of production, when we estimated, it's about 25 EC thereabouts, and all of that, about 15 EC, and all of our expenses comes to about $10 thereabouts. So we actually took, in fact, $25 out of the $50 we actually we spend. So we have a large profit margin on that.
So it's like about 50%?
Thereabout, yes.
Okay.
Sorry? And 50% on the tags, and the devices, we make money off it, but it just goes towards them purchasing the devices. It's not really making money off the devices that we rent out.
Sure. And in your talks with the ministries, just one more question. Have you thought about, because of course, like I just said, I'm traveling, it's required that I take this COVID test. Is it going to be something where maybe there's going to be some kind of incentive to make it a requirement to have this as a point of national concern?
Well, again, like I said, prior to COVID, we actually having talks, but the next step was to talk with the CMO. So we never got to that point because COVID kicked in, and the CMO is unavailable for all meetings outside of dealing with COVID matters. Sure. So we open that moving forward, again, winning this competition, if I do win, it will help me open the doors to actually get a meeting with the CMO, get a meeting with the Ministry of Tourism and the other officials to see that, hey, this is mandatory to come into St. Lucia. Because currently what they're using is just bands, like Fed bands, colored Fed bands. Sure. So we actually said, hey, use this. This is much better, much more efficient to use than what is currently existing.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Great presentation.
Okay, thank you so very much, Hannah. We now move to Mr. Joshua Esnard.
Excellent product, excellent strategy. Once again, another superhero. I love it. Fell in love with it last round as well. Two-part question. You could probably already guess what my last question will be, but privacy-wise, can you talk about the encryption or possible data breach?
Okay, well, first part, we have this, it's going to be in phases. So phase 1 or tier 1 is going to be offline. So nobody out on the internet can actually access it. So it's basically your basic information we're going to be putting on this. So your allergies, what have you. And like I said, moving forward, we had talked to the ministry. So this is where we're not going to duplicate any system. The ministry already has something in place where they have all the secure features. All we're going to do is create a link from this, linking it to what they have in place. So on our end, we don't want to know what anybody's illnesses are. We're out of it. We're out of the loop. So the ministry is going to be handling all of that aspect to it.
Excellent. Great. The next question, since you covered your product and the strategy pretty well, as you can guess, we take you to the next round. Let's say you're in Saudi Arabia. You could probably already guess a lot of people are going to have innovations for the pandemic and COVID. Possibly other people will have some type of data registration tags or ways to check people in. So I think a lot of the judges maybe focusing on who you are besides from your products. So can you tell me about you and why the world would choose you? Why did this problem come about that you wanted to fix it? Or why are you so passionate about this?
Well, it's actually personal to me. I was born with a heart condition, so several times I used to black out and pass out before. So I needed to figure out how exactly, if I black out, how would someone know who I am? The average person, they have no idea. So I thought of this and I've been toying around with the idea for years, but the technology was not right. It was unable to happen. But this happened because of COVID, everything just fell into place right now. So it's not just about me right now, it's everybody else, because there are other persons who can die from this. So I'm from COVID. So I'm saying, if I have this and give it out to other persons, I could save a life, not just my life, but other persons' lives can be saved.
Excellent, excellent. You're gonna make me cry out here, man. Thank you so much. Good job, man.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Now, I have a question for you, Gilland. Now, I saw the demo that you just gave, in your presentation, but I'm just curious, have you ever really tried this on another individual, like an actual person who has, possibly traveled or something like that? Have you tried it on a person as yet?
For the travel aspect, not as yet, but like I said, I've used it personally, and also my girlfriend is pregnant. So throughout her entire pregnancy, we actually had a tag for her. And even when COVID kicked in, we had a long line. So I was actually using it for security to actually, hey, I'm sick because I look normal, but I have a heart condition. So I would basically tap it for them to actually see that, hey, I have a medical condition. And my girlfriend, every week we updated it so you would know at every stage of her pregnancy, where she's at, how far she's developed, and who to contact, her midwife and what have you, and what medication she's on, who to contact. So I use it for myself personally, but also my girlfriend. So we were guinea pigs in this whole process.
Well, I think when you start up as an entrepreneur, the thing is self-investment and also self-testing. So in your case, so that is a really excellent way to sort of solidify the reason as to why, there is a need for your product. So thank you so much for answering those questions. All right, so now at this point, we are done with our presentations. And this is the moment where we're giving the judges some time to go over to kind of deliberate all of the presentations. And they're going to do that in a separate room all by themselves to kind of discuss amongst themselves as to who should be the third, the second, and the first place winners, and of course, who the national finalists should be. So at this point, we're going to just give them a bit of time. So judges, you can disable your videos at this point, and you can, deliberate amongst yourselves as to who should be the top 3 winners. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, for those of you watching, there is a tab below which says rate your favorite startup. So if you have not done so, I'm asking you as of now to click on the tab of your favorite startup and then choose your favorite. Now, you can actually vote for all 3. You just choose out of 5. Out of 5 stars, how much do you think they deserve? Based on the presentations, based on the companies and what they're doing, let us rate our startups and let us show them the type of support that we need. Okay, so those persons watching right now, right here in St. Lucia, those who are watching on YouTube, on Facebook, wherever you're watching from, please let us know who your favorite startup is by clicking the Rate Now button. Rate them out of 5, okay? So will it be Advanced Company Group with Darnell Judd Charles? Will it be Sarbio Fuels with Miss Amber Rose Harris? Will it be Ngage with Mr. Gilland Avril? Who is your favorite? Rate them now. Okay, so while our judges are doing this, we're going to be talking about our sponsor for the People's Choice Champion. So yes, from your ratings, okay, I'm going to give you a few more minutes to kind of wrap up your ratings because we're going to be doing this right now. From your ratings, we're going to choose our People's Choice Champion. So whoever got the most votes is going to be crowned the People's Choice Champion. And that could be any one of the 3 presenters for this morning. Okay? So I'm just going to give you 2 minutes to kind of wrap up your voting. Vote, vote, vote. Keep the votes coming. Vote, vote, vote. And I'm basically counting you down right now. Right? This is your last minute to vote. as to who your favorite is before we give the results so that we can let you know who the winner for that is. Okay, we're counting down. We're counting down. We're counting down. All right, I'm gonna count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so at this point, we're going to pause for now. And then when we come back, we're going to let you know who our winner is for the People's Choice Champion. And then we're going to talk about the winners of this competition. Okay? So don't go anywhere. Don't leave the live. Don't leave the view. We're just pausing for now just to kind of deliberate and we'll. Hello. We are back. Thank you so much for sticking around with us while we took our break. We had some tough decisions to make. Woo, some really great presentations from all 3 presenters, but hey, we can only have 1 national finalist. But not to worry because all of our presenters did extremely well. And I'm sure everybody, especially in the audience, will agree with me when I say that all of them did exceptionally well. So I think all of them do need a bit of a round of applause just to let them know that we appreciate them. So really great job to all 3 presenters. So the very first results that we're going to reveal is the People's Choice Champion. And I'm going to share my screen so that you can see who this presenter is and was selected as the People's Choice Champion. Okay, so hoping that everybody can see my screen. All right, so the People's Choice Champion selected by the audience from all the votes casted from just today. Okay, just so that you know, all the votes casted from just for today, the national finals, our People's Choice Champion is Miss Amber Rose Harris of South Biofuel St. Lucia. Congratulations to Miss Amber Rose Harris for winning the People's Choice Champion Award. And of course, this award is sponsored by the Embassy of the Republic of China, Taiwan, in St. Lucia, specifically Global Goals Taiwan. Okay, and we have a very great video that I would like to play so that you can see what they're all about. Just a snippet. This is the first time it's being seen and being shown here. So take a look at, I'm going to show you what their video is like if I can find it. One moment. There we go. Just let me know if you can see the screen and we'll begin. Okay. Okay, can everybody see the screen?
Quick thing, we're seeing the folder, your folder with the video, so you may need to
Well, oh, that's why I was asking if you could have seen the video, the screen. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, well, it's not showing, so okay, just leave that.
You probably were only sharing that window. You might have to share the whole desktop.
Okay. All right, so let's do that again because we want to make sure that the sponsor sees the video. Just be patient with me while I get that open.
It's crazy up in here with the lightning. Gosh.
Ooh, oh, I know we have lightning over here as well. Massive thunderstorm. Okay. So let's try this share again. See if this will work this time. Okay, can you see the screen now? Can everybody see the screen now?
Yes, I'm seeing a logo. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. There we go. Now, I'm sure you're probably wondering, what this video is about and why is it being shown? Well, guess what? The embassy of the Taiwanese embassy has a very huge interest in innovation in St. Lucia. So this is the start of their interest. Okay, so there are big things coming for St. Lucia and startups, especially with innovative ideas, especially digital technology. So just a little bit of something to come. Not going to spill the beans. All right, but they are the sponsor of our People's Choice winner. So congratulations to you, Amber Rose Harris, on being announced as the audience winner, the People's Choice champion. Okay, so we are now going into the moment of truth. I mean, this is the moment that everybody's been waiting for. I mean, everybody. We've been through so many weeks of trials and testing and, sleepless nights and practices. This is the moment we've been waiting for. So I am now going to, again, remind you as to who the sponsors are of the event. So please take a look at their videos.
If you will leave, where would the winds of change bring you? With hard economic times ahead, we must think innovation. It may be a startup that focuses on green energy, or an idea a little more daring, bursting with excitement, to a tour narrating the beauties of the ocean. With equity financing, SLDBZ will ensure all the support you need. Get up to $50,000 invested into your ideas, and as you grow, let it bring about change.
This retreat has been life-changing. A sisterhood of powerful, amazing, inspirational women.
I chose Hannah because she, from moment one, she gave me a lot of confidence. Hannah knows a lot about how to build international brands, how to make your brand premium.
Hannah Fitz is probably one of the best, if not the best person when it comes to branding for expertpreneurs, coaches, consultants, people that have a knowledge, a passion, and want to make a big difference, big impact in the world. She is like no one else that I've ever met. When I heard her speak and explain what actually branding truly is and how it can help me.
When I had my first few meetings with Hannah, I quickly realized I made the best decision I could have made, because everything that I was doing, she was able to help me put that together to be able to package it in a way that would help me be able to reach even more women than I've been reaching already.
And I want to say an amazing thank you to our sponsors of the event. We're missing another sponsor which did not show on the screen, and that is Flow. I want to say thank you to Flow for sponsoring this event as well. And also, we're now going to go into the moment of truth to see who our winner is. We're going to see who our winner is. I'm excited, and I hope you are too. I'm very, 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 very excited. So let's get to it. Please watch my screen as I show you who the winner is. I sure I'm playing with your nerves. I mean, I don't mean to, but I mean, this is fun. Come on, you guys. I mean, this is fun. Okay, so, all right. Audience, who do you think the winner is? I want to hear from the audience. Who do you think the winner is? So can you just type in the chat, who do you think the national finalist is for 2020? I want to hear from the audience. I want to hear what they have to say. Who do you think is the winner? You just might be right. Who do you think is the winner? We might just be popping some champagne, non-alcoholic champagne for me. We might just be popping some champagne. So who do you think the winner is? Let me see who's right. Let me see who's correct. Okay, so I'm not gonna leave you in suspense anymore. We're gonna reveal the results. And here we go. I'm sharing my screen. Woo, exciting, exciting, exciting. So exciting, so exciting. Okay, so let us begin. So the Entrepreneurship World Cup, it's more than just a pitch competition. It's a life-changing experience. And we're about to announce the finals winner. But of course, EWC SLU was hosted by Studterra in collaboration with Invest St. Lucia. And our winner is, drumroll please. Woo! Ngage. Mr. Gilland Avril is the winner. Our SLU winner, our national finalist is Mr. Gilland Avril of Ngage with his Medi tags. And I want to say thank you to all our judges, Mr. Denel Florius, Mr. Kwesi Roberts, Miss Hannah Fitz, Mr. Joshua Esnard, and of course, Mr. Nurse. Thank you so much for judging this competition. I want to say thanks to our sponsors, SLDB, Flow, Miss Hannah Fitz, and also the Taiwanese Embassy with their sneak peek of innovation support coming from them. And I want to say that the global host made this all possible. I mean, thank you to the Miss Global Forum, Global Entrepreneurship Network, TGELF. Thank you so much for your support in creating this competition so that persons such as us here in St. Lucia can showcase our amazing talent and what the youth is capable of. Thank you to our other partners, Edge Marketing, St. Lucia News Now, Startup Huddle St. Lucia, AIM, Hanafits, SLDB, Embassy of the Republic of China, Taiwan, and St. Lucia, Flow, First National Bank, OECS, Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, Eco Carib, SBDC, Belfund St. Lucia, the Cut Buddy, and of course the Dream to Reality Professional Business Training course. Now, what are the next steps for our winners and next announcements? So EC Global 100, the national finals will participate in Accelerate 2. So Mr. Gilland, Avril, you will be moving on to Accelerate 2 on the platform, unlocking even more perks than you have already. If you are chosen to be one of the EWC Global 100, you will travel to Saudi Arabia to compete in the global finals. The announcements, of course, will be made via the EWC and EWC SLU pages and blogs. This is the blog site, so please ensure that you follow it, okay? And next, what are you vying for? So all global finalists, so these are the EWC Global 100, are entitled to 100,000 US dollars worth of in-kind support services package, okay? And the top 100 get a share of US $1 million in cash plus $70 million of in-kind support services, okay? So these are the potentials for the EWC top 100, all right? Now, moving into the next announcement, we have Startup Huddle St. Lucia happening this afternoon at 5 p.m. We have two wonderful ladies presenting, Miss Erica Leacock of Dreamcatcher Model Management and Mrs. Cadell Monrose Ford of Fresh Market. Our expert panel will be Greg Evans and Mr. Shamak Leon, and we will be featuring the EWC SLU Top 10. They are our special invited guests, and we cannot wait to share this moment with them, to congratulate them with everybody else. I am so excited to feature you on our event this afternoon. This is where you now can connect with the local entrepreneurial community, and then we can celebrate with you. What a momentous occasion for you. My goodness, I'm so proud of each and every one of you. None of you are losers. As a matter of fact, all three of you are winning stuff. Yes, all three of you are going to win stuff. And our handing over ceremony with our prize partners and of course the presenters will take place this coming Monday. We'll of course be updating you as to the date, the time, and of course the venue. But this coming Monday will be the handing over ceremony of all of our prizes. Now I'm hoping Mr. Ngage, Mr. Gilland, Avril, I'm hoping that we can get to benefit, from this MediTag. I mean, you must have some test subjects. So I'm willing to volunteer myself as a test subject for your MediTags. I'm willing to be the first so that I can vouch for you and say, yes, I've tried it and I can definitely recommend. I would like to say that. So I'm hoping I have that option to do so. So at this point, I want to kind of open the floor just for a few minutes to allow our presenters to say any final words to our judges and also to our hosts and partners. So please, as I call upon you, you can enable your video and mute yourself and say your final words and of course your thank yous. So let us start with our lady, our young lady, Miss Amber Rose Harris. Please enable your video and mute yourself and so that you can say your final words.
Well, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity. It was a great one and I learned quite a lot.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Amber Rose. Let's go to Mr. Donnell J. Charles. Donnell, we can't hear you. I'm not sure why. You're unmuted, but we can't hear you. Oh, now we can hear you. Go ahead. Okay, now we're not hearing you again. There we go. maybe your earphone is not, working well, but that's fine. You can type in the chat what you want to say and I can read that out, no problem. Okay, so let's go to our national finalists, Mr. Gilland, Avril, Mr. Ngage. Come on, let's hype this up. Talk to us. How do you feel?
I'm very excited. Sleepless nights. I mean, I've been going at this, refining, tuning. So I'm so happy right now that it's all committed to this, to winning. Thank you so very much, judges. Thank you so very much, competitors. I mean, if it weren't for you, I'd be pushing this extra mile to actually take it to the next level. So, I mean, I needed you all to actually drive me forward for this, and I'm happy that I could win this. To actually make a raise awareness of how important this help with the Meditax can be for the health of the nation and the safety of the nation, to see how we can actually protect our vital tourism industry, to actually for persons coming in and even our citizens at home. So if you have a peace of mind knowing that persons come in, they'll be able to be tracked, they have all the monitoring, what have you done, so that they can sleep better at nights. So thank you so very much, judges, and ECW for this opportunity.
Okay, so Gilland, I asked a question, but you didn't answer. I'm willing to volunteer to be one of your test subjects or one of your first clients, to kind of beta test, how your product works. How do I get, connected with you so I can get started on your program? How do I get registered with you? Talk to me.
Well, for you personally, I know how to get in touch with you, but for persons who might be interested, I would like you to send emails or contact me via my Facebook, and then I can see, based on your medical condition, how we could actually pilot this project for some other persons out there. It could be good for me to actually test it, not just with persons close to me, but to get feedback from persons so I could fine tune and better develop the product on a whole. So I welcome it. So check out my Facebook page and send me a private message.
I agree. And here's what I'm going to say. Now the CMO is going to be calling you.
Hopefully.
What a way to get a foot in the door, right? Yep. So now that you are the national finalist, the CMO is going to be ringing your number. So in case she's watching or listening, please call out your contact information for the CMO to contact you. I'll allow you to do that now.
I can be contacted at 284-0304. Okay.
All right. So I'm hoping that everybody was listening. So again, this is the end of EWC SLU. Thank you so much for joining in. I would also like to give the judges their final say on what they thought about this competition and their experience. So I'm going to allow them to give their final words. Let's start out with Mr. Daniel Florius.
All right, excellent, excellent. I mean, all of you did an amazing job, very innovative ideas. I mean, I'm proud to be a St. Lucian right now to see such great innovations coming from the island. And I would employ all of you to keep going, no matter what, just follow your dreams, don't give up, and you will be successful.
Thank you, Daniel, for those great encouraging words. All right, let's go to Mr. Kwesi Roberts with your final words.
Okay, thank you very much. I just want to say congratulations to Gilland, and to the other participants. I want to say you have excellent ideas as well. Continue working on them and refining them. And thank you for the opportunity to be a part of this wonderful event and to give, for a chance to really showcase the innovation that's taking place in St. Lucia. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Roberts, for agreeing to come on board with us and, to be a judge on this competition. And we're hoping that you'll be joining us again next year. Okay, so let's go to Ms. Hannah Fitz with your final words.
Great. I mean, likewise, I've been very impressed with the ideas, the innovation, the concepts, the research, the testing, product development that has gone into this with many of the contestants. With Ngage, I hope that as you're preparing to go on the global stage, that you're going to look at what is the broader scope globally for this product as well, as you're presenting, and not just St. Lucia. But phenomenal. You all did amazing. I want to say to Amber Rose, I'm really, really impressed with you, because at your age, you're already sitting here competing with, you know, people who are your senior, people who've had much more life experience. And I can't wait to see what you do in the future, because I know it's just going to be phenomenal from here for you. And also, I want to speak to, sorry, not to leave you out, but Advance. Darnell, really great concept. I think what needs to happen is also streamlining and seeing how can you create an even stronger value proposition, because of course, the product, while it's new for this region in a way, you know, it's still available to this region via international suppliers. So really seeing how can you elevate the value proposition around your offer. But really great work. I know you and your team have done a lot, and I'm really impressed with what you've done as well.
Looks like we lost Michelle, so I'll just go ahead. First off, Ngage in advance. You guys need to work together, because your industry goes hand in hand with admitting people into concerts and also having their health data and stuff like that. But as Danelle said, I am very proud to be St. Lucian. I'm heading to the beach, social distancing this weekend for my birthday. And I'm gonna be wearing my St. Lucia shirt, pants, and hat. And I'm very happy for what you guys have done. It's not easy to create a product and launch it and take the jump. That's the hardest part, actually having the idea, coming up with something and saying, I'm gonna jump fully into this. And I wanna speak not to Ngage, but I want to speak to Advance and maybe Sarbayo, because you know the judges chose Ngage, but I personally lost every pitch competition I went to up until I won on Shark Tank on the national stage. The first few pitch competitions when I lost, I got off the stage, I cursed, I went and I had drinks, I was mad and upset, but realistically, when I came to, I realized that I was at an advantage over the winners of the competition, because I went home with a flame in my belly to prove them wrong, because I knew my product had that opportunity to be big. So you are actually at an advantage now compared to the winner of this. And I want to see how the three of you grow, because I always like to see what the runner-ups, third, fourth place end up doing. And naturally what ends up happening is usually the ones from behind end up racing to the top. And that's not to say Ngage is an amazing product, but that's just to tell you that I don't want you to go home and give up on this or feel any way about this, because you place top 3 in a nation. So you don't know how you're going to place in any other pitch competition. So keep sprinting. You guys can have my contact. Just hit me up at joshua@thecutbuddy.com anytime. Email me and I will work with you or give you any advice that you need. You guys keep sprinting and keep making us proud. All right.
Okay, at this time, since Michelle is not here, I'm going to allow Surab to wrap us up. But before he does that, I want to say congratulations to Mr. Ngage, Gilland Avril, on winning as a national finalist, and to Amber Rose for becoming our people's choice. You did a wonderful job, my girl. Continue and keep up the good work, and we would love to see where you are headed. So again, congratulations to everybody. Thank you, and we shall see you at another EWC. Surab. Surab, are you there?
Hey, I'm here. I'm sorry. I had to attend to my kid. I missed. Can you repeat your last sentence? I have a 1-month-old who was crying in the other room.
Okay, so we just wanted to wrap us up, to close it off for us, since Michelle is not here. Don't know how long she's going to take to come.
Got it. Great. No, thank you, everybody. Great, listening to all the pitches. Congratulations, Ngage, for winning. Thank you, judges. I will now stop broadcasting right now.